The Education Secretary begins the push to recruit 6,500 new teachers. I'm going to read into this more from the BBC, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from the BBC here with the headline that the Education Secretary begins the push to recruit 6,500 new teachers. The new Education Secretary has begun work to recruit 6,500 teachers, the Department of Education has said. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share it across social media so others are notified of this video. Now they have stressed, Labour have stressed this, and I need to stress this to you guys already, which is really, really important, that this is only initial. This is a start. Obviously, it is a number, 6,500. But what's really crucial is not just bringing in new teachers. It's about maintaining the ones that we have and stopping them from leaving. Yeah, retaining the staff that we have, retaining the teachers that we have is going to be just as crucial as recruiting new teachers. And if this is not addressed, then it doesn't matter that they've recruited 6,500 new teachers, because people will say, well, you've recruited 6,500 new teachers, but this amount of teachers have left the profession. So if they're not going to be willing to address the issues with regarding to wages of teachers, that's going to be a problem. But I do think that they will recognise that, and I do think that Miss Phillipson will recognise that too. But whether or not the Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, will obviously look to open up a few strings to ensure to get the teachers a better pay and better term conditions or whatnot, obviously will remain to be seen. But I do think that this is a very serious issue with regards to that, because that does tie into whether or not we're not just getting the new teachers in, but being able to retain them. So one of the other things is obviously one of the other problems with regarding obviously our schools and our education system is obviously the buildings. So I don't know, as of right now, at the time of this recording, I've not seen, that could change, obviously, what action that the Labour government is going to do to ensure that some of the building structures, the buildings of schools that many of our kids reside in or don't reside in because of materials that could fall any time. What action is the Labour government going to be doing on that? Because that is quite disruptive to kids as well. Now, obviously, we know that they are looking to provide breakfast clubs to kids, as well as brushing teeth, obviously, which is a challenge with the dentist stuff, obviously with dental as well, because obviously dental care is a major crisis within our NHS here. But is this going to be enough to give our children, especially state schools, the best possible education that they can? And at the moment, I am very, very skeptical at the moment. But policies can change, some new outlines can change, and I think it's really, really important to hear more more outline plans of what Miss Phillipson is going to be saying. Like we always said about what this government said right from the start, he wants to not just with words but with action. Now, obviously, when we see the changes, then it actually impacts and benefits the kids, benefits the teachers, benefits the parents, benefits the schools in general, schools, colleges. As long as it benefits our children's future, then and only then when we can see that difference being made. Because at the moment, we're hearing a lot of words, but not a lot of action. But it's very important to stress as well, we are only a couple of days in. The first 100 days of this Labour government will say a lot about what they have achieved or have not achieved as well. So Bridget Phillipson will write to all education workforces on Monday, so that's probably would have already happened already, to reset the relationship with the sector. The DfE said Ms Phillipson would also meet union bosses and other education leaders in the coming days. This is crucial, obviously, to iron out, obviously, they straight away to say to reset the relationship, of course, because the attitude and the atmosphere, shall we say, between the Department of Education and schools has been nothing short of not being very, very good. So a reset, obviously, here with Labour will obviously make things a lot easier in terms of communication. And the government will immediately resume and expand the teacher recruitment campaign. Every lesson shapes a life, the DFE has said. The scheme directs potential candidates to Get Into Teaching website, where they can find support and advice from teaching training advisors and contact centre and a national programme of events. So Labour has pledged during the election campaign to make the recruitment of 6,500 teachers a priority for the new government. The party said it would fund the new post by adding a tax to private school fees, although it's unclear when exactly this will happen. The policy proposed in Labour's manifesto has split opinions. Some argue it is a reasonable way to raise revenue, while others think it's an unfair charge that will fall on parents. Ms Phillipson said she wanted to put the education back at the forefront of national life and transform the image of teaching. The DFE said it was the key to fixing the crisis in the recruitment and retention of teachers. And yes, without a shadow of a doubt, recruitment and retention is really important, but wages do play a part in that. Terms and conditions as well play a part in that. The workload that teachers have, all these things are going to be playing a factor into them. Ms Phillipson said she was right into the workforce on Monday was her first priority. She said that teaching profession had been talked down, sidelined and deteriorated for too long. Yes. Teaching unions have strained relationships with previous governments, and several days of strikes took place across the UK last year over pay. It is not clear what the pay offer will be for teachers this year, but unions have welcomed Ms Phillipson's appointment. Daniel Kibbe, General Secretary of the National Education Union, said it was absolutely vital the relationship between ministers and the teaching profession was reset. And after the chaos of recent times, the NEU members are hopeful that Bridget Phillipson will usher in a period of stability and seriousness at the Department of Education, he added. He called for Ms Phillipson to immediately publish the 2024-2025 pay and funding offer for schools to right the first of many wrongs of the previous government. Paul Whiteman, the General Secretary of the National Association of Head Teachers, the NAHT, congratulated Ms Phillipson on her appointment, but said we should not underestimate the scale of the task the new government will now face. The NAHT will stand ready to work with the new government, and we look forward to working with Bridget and her team in the years ahead, he said. So this is very positive stuff here, that from the unions there and from the associations, that it sounds very positive, which is obviously good. But obviously over this week, as time will pass, obviously she will have those meetings, she will have those discussions and talking about what they are going to expect. She's going to talk about what she's going to expect. She'll obviously talk about what the standards and what she expects of her Department of Education as well, which is really, really good. And again, another place where relationships need to be reset. And I think, and I really I'm going to remain cautiously optimistic. I am a bit skeptical as well at times, because obviously I have my feelings about Labour, but at the same time, I just think that I really, really hope they get this right with education, because as we all know, education is the bedrock of pretty much anything in life. Kids only get one chance, and we want to make sure that when they are at that age, that they're given the best possible education. And I really, really hope that she, along with working on the head of the Department of Education and working with those around, ensure that they can provide the schools, the unions, the head teachers, the things that they need, as well also taking on the concerns about what parents want and ensuring that kids are given everything they need to give them the best possible chance of their futures. I really, really hope so, guys. I really, really hope so, and I hope it's just not, at the end of the day, rhetoric talk. But some positive signs there, obviously, I will say. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of Phillipson's appointment? What do you guys make of the reset, shall we say, that there's going to be between the Department of Education and some of the unions and teachers associations there? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. How do you think our kids' futures? What optimism, if any, you have about the future of them? If you found this video interesting, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share it across social media so others are notified of this video, and subscribe, because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further, financially support me and the work that I do here, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for as little as 99p, or join me on Rumble or Patreon for exclusive content on those platforms. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope to catch you all very, very soon.
Yeah.